Yo, what up in this thing, man? Today we have another live video for you today. You know what I'm saying? What's going on, everybody? It's Shatterstar Action Man back at Shatterstar Games. Today we're doing a Fatality Motherboard build. You know what I mean? Thanks for everybody coming through. Let me know in the chat if you can hear me. Everything sounds good. We're going to continue on. I'm going to try to put together a Fatality Motherboard. We're going to resurrect this board. This board is almost 10 years old, and we're gonna attempt to resurrect it here to run some Bitcoin on it. So we're gonna resurrect. I got two Bitcoin miners we want to try to stick in there. We're gonna see if we can get it to work. We're gonna try to run it with a riser and a riserless system. So I appreciate everybody for coming through checking this out. We're about to get ready and start it up. So what I'm going to do here first, we're going to mount this board. We're going to mount it here to the case. Okay. We're going to mount this board to the case here. What I'm going to do is put this board back in operation. I actually like this motherboard. This is a WinFast, but it's basically a clone of the Fatality. It's a great board. I've used this board in many studios for years and I just upgraded. So this one right here is just one that we're going to use for today. Mounting it, I just don't want to move. It doesn't have to be fully mounted. I just don't want to move, and I want it to be grounded to the case so that when I put my power supply in there, we don't have no problems if we have any kind of movements or anything like that. I'll make sure that you're grounded yourself as well. You still got a little jiggle in the wiggle. We're going to go ahead and fix that. You don't want it to be jiggling. You don't want it to jiggle. So we're going to keep it moving with the, trying to make sure that it's not jiggling so much because we don't want it to move at all. And this stuff can get real technical. And you don't want no problems coming from movement of your board. So we're going to mount this tight as possible here. I have a magnetic screwdriver. Of course, I cannot find it at this moment. You know what I mean? It's always out of range. It's okay though. Make sure that you grounded yourself before you start touching these components. You do not want to fry your board because you did not ground yourself. Okay? Especially if you're walking on any carpet or something like that. Always make sure touch something metal before you touch this board. With any static discharges, you won't have to worry about. All right, see? No more jiggling the wiggle. All right, so we've got the board mounted now. I guess we'll go ahead and put in our power supply. Since we're gonna do two rigs, I think I'm gonna use my trusty 500 watt power supply. 1 second while I grab it. All right, now we could put that 600 in there. Oh, we got yo, what up, Chaos? I'm over here. I can't see the screen. What's going on with you, my brother? Let me come back over here. What's going on, man? I'm putting together some stuff over here, bro. What's going on with you, man? Excuse me. This power supply, I think is a 300. It's an Antic 380. Antic 380. Oops. Not what I wanted. We have a 500 watts power supply in here. Let's see if this is a 4-pin. Let's make sure it is. It's a 6-pin. So we need a 4-pin for this. All right, I do have a 4-pin here. Let's just try to use the 380 first, all right? We'll try to use the 380 first. All right? Kind of lacking for a serious roll, but we're gonna see if we can just roll this with the 590 first. We'll come back and change it up if we need to be. All right, here we go. We're gonna mount this Antic. Stand by. We're gonna mount the Antic power supply here. All right. Time to mount. So when you're mounting your power supply, just make sure you line up these screws, and then you just screw them in like this. Just like that, man. Here we go. Get them lined in, screw. All right. This right here is called hardware, people. A lot of people go to school for A+ computer programming, would know a lot of this already. But if you haven't, I'll just show you guys some of the basics of A+ hardware. It pertains to installing into your computer a power supply. So we got the power supply coming up here. All right. The one more screw we're gonna put in there. All right. Here we go. Power supply installed. Okay, secured. Now we're gonna take our wiring harness. Oops. Can't lose the spotlight here. All right. Here we go. Got the spotlight back in there. Y'all gotta excuse me. Kind of precarious work area right here. All right. Now we got it back on. All right. Gonna bring out the harness. We're gonna hook up the board. All right, we're almost there, guys. We almost can breathe life into the system. I gotta find some memory that fits this old board. I've got some in here. Just gotta find it. Okay, here we go. Let's get the 4-port. So now, this 4-port here, I don't know if you guys can see that, but there's a 4-port here that we got to hook up. So we're gonna have to pull a 4-port from our power supply. Let's find it. That is the board. I'm gonna put that into the board right here. This is the big pin connector here, the large one. And that's our 6-pin. And there's our 4. Okay. So you can have it together as an 8. You can split it as a 4. So we're going to split the 4. We're going to install it onto the board. Just like this. All right, there we go. It's in there. Now we're going to take our large connector P1. Make sure it's back together. And a lot of times, if these boards don't have the P1, sometimes they have a different amount of numbers of pins in there, but they're pretty standard. Fits right in. All right. Power supply is connected to our Fatality motherboard. Like I said, this motherboard is not anything special. You know what I'm saying? It's just an older board, but since my Bitcoin mining rig is being very profitable today, for some reason, we're gonna go ahead and bring up another one. And I'm gonna deploy this to a remote location that's away from our main studio. So I want to have a separate one in there. We got paltry RAM. We'll have to fix that later. And we'll get back to that in just a short while. All right. Second time on the stream doing some computer stuff, just basically live streaming it, trying to get you guys to learn about some of the hardware installs that we're doing. So as you can see now, we're on here. We got the board in. Okay, we got to get some RAM put in there. We got our 4-pin installed, and we got our master P1 installed from our power supply, and we got the power supply mounted with the mounting of the motherboard. So if you guys dig this, make sure to hit something in the comments. Let me know y'all checking it out. We'll continue on with this build, and very soon this machine, this 10-year-old machine, will be mining crypto. So once again, you don't have to spend $1 million to make some money on crypto. You know what I mean? Thank y'all for coming through and checking out the stream. And maybe later on today or maybe tomorrow, sometime of this week, we'll update you guys in the process. I may even fix it up tonight. So who knows? If I find the RAM, we'll go back and do it. So just in case anybody always has any questions, anybody that, you know, the contradictors out there, you know what I'm saying? When I come and I bring tech to you guys, I'm not just making this stuff up. You know what I'm saying? I actually do this. So my words, when I'm speaking to you, it's not from a attacking standpoint. I'm not trying to argue with anybody on tech, because I build this stuff with my own hands. You know what I'm saying? See the wires? I'm building it. There's no one building it for me. I'm not looking at an article. Okay, I know what I'm doing. And I think that people should listen to people who know what their fields are and where they're coming from. If you don't build computers, if you don't deal with tech, if you don't build generators, if you don't deal with communication, signal to noise ratio, all these different things, then don't try to argue a person who does. I do this for a living. I've been doing this since I was 12 years old. So I don't need anyone to tell me how or what is possible, because I do the impossible every day. Thank you very much for watching. We'll be back very soon. Shatterstar Games signing out. You know what I'm saying? Don't ever do that, man. Don't ever argue with a person and when you know you don't know what you're doing. Just ask them, you know what I'm saying? Just ask them how to do it. You know what I mean? That's all. And we're going to end it with this right here. You know what I'm saying? Put a little music to it. Just like this, y'all, you know. Just like this. I'm with the sand crew. All my songs is on the floor. I'm with the sand crew. All my songs is on the floor. I'm with the sand crew. All my songs is on the floor. All my songs is on the floor. All my songs is on the floor. I'm with the sand crew. All my songs is on the floor. I'm with the sand crew. All my songs